Hello friends, welcome to AKS. Today we are dealing with the topic called PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. So we are discussing science and technology series. As a part of it, we are discussing space technology. In that, we have discussed introduction to space, genesis of Indian space program, orbits, types of orbits, and now we are discussing launch vehicles. As a part of it, we have looked at SLV, ASLV, now we will be looking at PSLV. We will also see what is a cryogenic engine and GSLV, and now GSLV Mark III. We will look into all launch vehicles one by one. PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, is one of the most trustworthy satellite launch vehicles of the world. And if we observe, we have sent different countries' satellites from our satellite launch vehicle, that is PSLV. So it is not only a national but also an international rocket launcher. So it is a very important one. We have sent almost 40 times, and we have different variants in PSLV. PSLV is the third generation launch vehicle of India. It is the first Indian launch vehicle to be equipped with liquid stages. After its first successful launch in October 1994, PSLV emerged as reliable and versatile workhorse launch vehicle of India with 39 consecutively successive missions. PSLV uses 6 solid rocket strap-on motors to augment the thrust provided by the first stage in its PSLV G and PSLV XL variants. Let us take an example, a very crude example. See, you have CBZ bike. Now you have CBZ Extreme. There are some modifications from this bike to this bike, some additions. So in that way, we have come from PSLV to different variants like G, XL, etc. However, strap-ons are not used in the core alone version of PSLV CA. We will see what are different variants, what are its changes, etc. There are stages in the PSLV. In the first stage, that is PS1, it uses S139 solid rocket motor that is augmented by 6 solid strap-on boosters. The second stage is PS2, uses an earth storable liquid rocket engine for its second stage, which is also known as Vikas engine, which is developed by Liquid Propulsion System Center. When we have discussed about ISRO and the genesis of Indian space program, we have discussed different centers like Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, Liquid Propulsion System Center, etc. In that, so we have to understand that LPSC has developed Vikas engine, which is a earth storable liquid rocket engine. The third stage, that is PS3, is a solid rocket motor that provides the upper stages high thrust after the atmospheric phase of the launch. That is third stage. The fourth stage is the uppermost stage of PSLV, comprising of 2 earth storage liquid engines. If you observe, there is no cryogenic technology over here. PSLV has 4 stages we have discussed. So each stage have different components as we have discussed. So the usage of PSLV is it can carry payload to sub-GTO, geotransfer orbit, that is 1425 kg can be taken off. Due to its unmatched reliability, PSLV has also been used to launch various satellites into geosynchronous and geostationary orbits, like satellites from the IRNSS constellation That is, generally we send polar satellites, but due to its reliability, due to its capability, we are even sending geosynchronous and geostationary orbits. If we see the success ratio of PSLV and GSLV, PSLV stands first. And payload to SSPO, that is an orbit, 1750 kgs. PSLV is earned its title the workhorse of ISRO through consistently delivering various satellites to low Earth orbits, particularly the IRS, Indian Remote Sensing series of satellites. It can take up to 1750 kg of payload to sun synchronous polar orbits of 600 kilometers altitude. So, as we have discussed earlier, PSLV continues to support Indian and foreign satellite launches, especially for low Earth orbit satellites. As we have discussed in the previous sessions, there are LEO, low Earth orbit, middle Earth orbit, geosynchronous Earth orbit, and high Earth orbit. So, it is more efficient in sending to low Earth orbit, and it has undergone several improvements with each subsequent version, especially those involving thrust, efficiency as well as weight. So this can be a tricky one. PSLV is used to launch the Mars Orbiter mission, which is India's first interplanetary probe. That is interplanetary, we have gone to other planets. So generally what we expect is a cryogenic technology should be necessary to send to Mars because it is very far. But we have used PSLV to send Mars orbital mission. We expect that we require GSLV, geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle, to send to Mars, but this was done by PSLV. So we have discussed PSLV, we'll discuss GSLV also and its new variants and other technologies in the coming sessions. On this note, thank you very much. If you have any suggestions, feedbacks or comments, the comment box is open for you. Thanks again.